Welcome and thanks for being with us. You know, here in my bag I have the Roman Coliseum. And you know why? Because precisely I am at a Roman restaurant, Pizzeria El Rosal, which is owned by the person that I'm just about to interview in a few seconds. I'm inviting you to this friendly conversation with Eduardo Carbone, the owner of El Rosal Pizzeria. Welcome back to a friendly conversation at the Crown Plaza. You know, we will be part of our program El Salvador Positive News. Immediately after our news, we will be having this friendly conversation at the Crown Plaza Hotel. I will be inviting different personalities of all walks of life to have a very frank conversation about different topics. Not political topics, though. It's going to be friendly topics. And this is why I have here with me a very interesting case. He is the son of an Italian immigrant. I will continue talking with our very good friend Eduardo Carbone because a few minutes ago we started this conversation. So we continue now, Eduardo. And tell me something. We were, when your father started working at Shell here in 1950 something, right?
1951.
How many years did he remain in that
He was there for approximately 1 year until the hydroelectric power plant that was being built was finished.
Oh, I see. Oh, in other words, he worked for 1 year while it was in construction.
Exactly.
Okay. What did he do then?
He was one of the concrete inspectors. He was in charge of inspecting the quality of the concrete that was being used in building the hydroelectric
It's a
plant.
very delicate matter.
Definitely, yeah.
What did he do after when he moved out of Shell? What did he started a job? Or
Well,
an
a
enterprise?
few months after he arrived in El Salvador, there was a big earthquake in the eastern part of the country, around San Miguel, the city of San Miguel.
Okay.
And in neighboring towns, many houses collapsed,
Were destroyed.
schools collapsed. So he worked for the Ministry of Education here, building schools. He was in charge.
Rebuilding all the
Exactly,
damaged,
in that area, in the
structures.
eastern part of El Salvador, the Departamento de San Miguel.
San Miguel.
Yes.
You remember how many years he worked?
He was there for, I believe, a couple of years.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, there is something here very interesting. The Carbone family, they are the owners of, as you can imagine, as you can easily imagine, a fantastic restaurant, and the main dish is, as you can easily imagine, pizza. So I wonder, when was this started? Was your father who started, or who was it?
No, it was my mother with another Italian lady, and the story is interesting. My brother Roberto was a student at Liceo Salvadoreño, a school here in San Salvador. And for one sports entertainment event, the directors of the school, like the principal of the school, asked the student's mother to cook food to sell in that event, that sports entertainment event, a turno, how we call it in El Salvador. So another Italian lady and my mother together cooked Italian food, and it was a big success. They sold everything, and people wanted more. So these two Italian ladies thought, well, if this was a success in a turno, in an entertainment sports event at school, let's start a pizza place, a pizzeria.
Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneur. That's how the Pizzeria Jardín started. It changed name to Pizzeria El Rosal, which is
So first it was like they were both involved in this.
And they started both in the business.
You remember the place, because I imagine it didn't start it here. You remember the place where it was started?
Yes, it was a place in front of El Café de Don Pedro in Avenida Roosevelt here in San Salvador.
Oh, I see. I see. There's a university nowadays in that place.
Yeah, exactly. So it was there for about a year until it moved to the building where it is right now.
Oh, in other words, in the building where you are right now, you've been there for quite a while.
Oh, yes, since 1969. The pizza place started in 1967.
So when they moved to the other place, so it started from 1969.
1969.
But in those years, what, you were studying or you were in the Texas University?
No,
or-
no, I was, when the pizza business started, I was 3 years old.
Oh, my
1967.
I
Yeah,
see.
so
you were 3 years
I
old.
was 3 years old.
So your mother was fighting with the pizzas and with you.
And raising me,
In raising-
because my brother was 14 years old when the business started.
It's a big, it's
Yes,
quite a
it's
difference, right?
10 and a half years
I see.
age difference.
I see. So she's, how many years? Well, it's now. I just wanted to know, when did you get involved in the pizza business?
I started working full-time for Pizzeria and Restaurante Rosal in 1992, 30 years ago.
Wait a minute. So you go to Texas University, let's say that, and you, what did you study there?
I graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration.
Oh, so it was perfect. Business.
Exactly.
You returned to El Salvador.
I returned to El
And
Salvador.
what do you do? Do you take a
Then
job?
I studied psychology at Universidad Centroamericana José Simeón Cañas, UCA, here in El Salvador. I graduated with a degree in psychology, but I work as a business administrator. I'm in charge
wait a
of
minute. So
Electroscience.
after, when you finish your studies at UCA University, did you ever work as a psychologist
No,
or no?
no, I never worked as
So
a
it was
psychologist.
leaving the university and you start doing your job at the pizzeria.
Yeah, working full time.
Full time.
During the time I studied psychology here at UCA, I was already working for the restaurant.
You were learning the business, so
Yeah,
to say.
I was working half time.
Yeah.
But once I graduated, I went full time at the restaurant.
But by then I imagine your mother was, all totally expert in the area, right?
Exactly. Both my father and my mother were in charge of the restaurant.
So you went there as a practitioner or a helper?
Yeah. I did some purchases. I worked in sales. I made some administration chores. Yeah.
Well, as you know, the very famous hotel in the U.S., the man who started, he put his sons working at the hotel, from being a bellboy to wash dishes to everything. So I imagine your dad and mother did the same with you, right?
Yeah, sort of.
And learned to cook, of course.
Yeah, my mother was the main cook for many years. She cooked at the restaurant for many years,
Oh, really?
and she taught women.
Salvadorians,
There have been only female cooks to this day, only female cooks.
For any particular reason or just...
No, at that time in 1967, when the business started, the chef, the male chef
didn't exist.
idea or image was not well developed worldwide.
I think you remember, to me it was like a big surprise, and we're going to talk this as Salvadorians. You know, the cook, it was something, a lady's job, right?
Exactly.
But then I remember it was, 15 or 20 years ago, I don't want to make any mistake now, but when the chef thing started, and then you have males working in this, right?
Exactly.
So it was a cultural thing for us. It was a cultural shock, because I remember, well, not me, but in the years of our ancestors and our grandparents, for a man being inside the kitchen was like a sin, What are you doing there?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The male chef image or role started in Europe.
Oh,
in
absolutely.
France, Italy,
Absolutely.
Switzerland.
Absolutely. And then they put it here in Central America,
Yes,
Latin America.
exactly.
And it is a success.
Oh yes, yeah.
There is a food school here right now, which is a
Exactly.
complete success.
Exactly.
That's interesting. So you got involved in this activity, right? What about the different changes that you've done in the kitchen, or what? How is the developing of this thing?
Well, the menu has changed because what people search for and what people like to eat in the Italian gastronomic field has changed over the years.
Oh, really?
But the place has. There have been some changes in the
place.
the place where the
physical
restaurant.
place, the physical
yeah,
place.
like the furniture, the decoration,
absolutely.
the colors of the
tablecloths.
Yeah.
And naturally, the king and queen, the pizza.
Pizza and lasagna.
Oh, lasagna.
Pizza, lasagna, spaghetti, gnocchi. It's Italian
And you
food
also
in
have
general.
the wine thing.
And the wine, exactly.
You yourself have ever got involved in any possibility of importing wine or something like that?
We have never done it.
You've never done that.
My wife and I, we managed the
really?
restaurant, but we have considered it. But in general, we find many Italian products here in the market.
Enough for you.
So we buy them here in the Salvadorian
A
market.
question because of what you just said. Your wife, she is Salvadoran, right?
She's Salvadorian, yeah.
Okay. That's
She obtained Italian citizenship
Oh, really?
through me after
I see.
some years we were married.
Oh,
yes.
that's wonderful. Now, how many languages do you speak?
I speak fluently, I believe, 2 languages. Spanish, that is my native tongue, and English. And I know much of
Little bit.
Italian.
He's just teasing us. Of course he speaks fluent Italian. As a matter of fact, I try to practice my very little Italian with Eduardo every time I can because I love Italian. Okay. So what about your kids? What languages are they?
My kids, they attend the American school here in San Salvador, so they have learned, and they are learning Spanish and English.
Have you ever been with them in Italy or not?
No, we have never been.
None of the 3.
With my daughter and my sons, we have never been in Italy. I've been with my wife in Italy.
I see. And naturally the place of your dad.
We
right?
visited my relatives in Piemonte. That's the name of the region in northern
Naturally,
Italy.
the grandmother wanted to see the wife of his grandson, right?
Unfortunately, my grandmother died before I even met my
really?
wife. Yes.
But you told, well, anyway, you mentioned that she was, she visited us out
Twice, yeah. But it was long before I met my wife.
I see. Well, time really flies. Time passes flying. I know Eduardo for many, many years. We won't tell how many because they were going to start thinking that we're old. But it's been a wonderful friendship, my dear Eduardo, and I really appreciate you being here with us.
Likewise.
As you can imagine, it is a huge effort. We're trying to do the best because this is going to be replicated worldwide because we want you Salvadorians and the rest of the world to know that, you know what, good things also happen in El Salvador. So do stay with us. Remember, we're going to be at Channel 8, which, by the way, it is the positive channel in El Salvador, Channel 8. Isn't that wonderful? It's not a coincidence. God makes all these things happen right in the right place, in the right time. So we're going to be with you every Monday from 5 to 6 and Saturdays from 1 to 2. And in our YouTube channel, please, you have to go like and you have to be with us. So it's been wonderful being with you, Eduardo.
Thank you.
And with you all at this friendly conversation at the Crown Plaza Hotel in San Salvador. I'm sure, and I'm asking you to be with us next week, same time, same channel. Have a good one, everybody.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Hello everyone, my name is Felix Latzo. My production team and myself, we would like to invite you to follow our program, El Salvador Positive News. We're going to be with you every Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Because you know, we are El Salvador Positive News. And you know what? We're going to be in the positive channel in El Salvador, which is Channel 8. So I'm inviting you, and I'm inviting all viewers of Channel 8 to follow our program, El Salvador Positive News. Until then, have a good one, everybody.